much are we paying for pellets?
So that'd be 066 maybe? Okay.
Okay, septage removal, 2011 is 2,500, 2012, 3,000. Services purchased, 2011 is $3,150. 2012 is $3,685.
What's that?
JP Chemicals, the
What?
pest control, the company that comes and sprays the outside of the building. JP
Oh,
Chemical.
for insects?
For
J
insects, yeah.
and B or whatever?
Yeah.
Travel expenses remain the same, $775. Vehicle expense, $4,000 each year. Generator expense, $2,000 in 2011, $3,600 in 2012. And it's my understanding that we're only talking about the generator that we have, new generator we have, not the old generator. That the old generator would come under your annex budget. Is that correct?
Well, we need to look at it from the standpoint that maintenance is still in the old building. The laundry is still in the old building. Would they have to have generator? What would happen if it went down for a week and we didn't have laundry for a week? Personal laundry? Maintenance could probably get by because they could work in the nursing home that has a generator that we're paying for.
Mm-hmm.
We can't shut down. We can't shut down the old generator because the old generator services the old nursing home plus the septic system for the whole complex.
My point is that under plant operations, heating, which you're going to have in the old building, the electric, which you're going to have in the old building, all of these line items, we've based it on the new building. We have not based it on the annex. And I have a fear, that
where are those costs going to be?
How are we going to divide that up? And so if you're telling me that we're carrying the old building and the new building, then these numbers have to be adjusted.
It's strictly the new building.
Okay, so just so we're clear, and we may get some clarity before we finish with this. Okay. Building repair and maintenance, $25,000 in 2011. We brought it down to $20,000 in 2012. Equipment repairs, $12,500 in 2011. Because we've received new beds and because we've received most of the equipment that is being serviced and whatever is of the newer sort, we've cut that as our rationale for dropping that down by 50%.
I'm just looking at, go ahead, continue on. Well, I was just looking at the new equipment. We're going to take a truck out of a $1.
And there it starts, David.
And there it stops. They budgeted $1 on the new equipment. Okay.
Well, you tell us what you want to do. But I when I heard that I wasn't here at the meeting, and I really shouldn't probably.
You didn't miss much.
I probably shouldn't be commenting, but it does bother me that if all this happens, we're charged for ground maintenance, and then we're buying the truck. Something doesn't. If
everybody's going to be buying the truck because the truck is going to be used by everybody.
Okay, but as long as there's fair share, that's all I care about, because you work hard and you try to maintain your budget. Yeah.
I tried to tell that to the delegation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Maintenance and labor, $2,000 for both years. Water usage, 2000, 2011, 2,100. In 2012, and was that because due to annualization?
21,000. Yeah.
That's it. Is the new truck? Paul and I have been discussing it.
Yeah.
The new truck, is that coming out of? Is there a snow blower and a?
Yeah.
And where's the snow blower coming out?
Right now, it's assigned to you. under new equipment?
for it taking out of this past year's budget.
You have anything left over out of $1?
Not under equipment.
Not under new equipment, that's why,
That's why we.
how much was the, how much?
How much is a snow blower?
About
$4,000.
2,000,
Yeah.
around 2,000.
We have a little bit here and a little bit there.
That's what we're gonna have to do.
Under,
Right.
that can be handled, but it's nothing as, we didn't.
And
project.
again, we don't need the snow blower for the old facility, we need a snow blower for the new facility.
And
It
how
should
much
be,
is-
it should come out of the new building.
Okay. All right, sorry. Got that. Okay, laundry department. This is another area where we saw some overtime, and again, I believe it is removed.
Yeah, I did too,
Yeah.
I noticed that.
We haven't had time, but this week or this coming week, we'll be looking at.
Was it not put in the right line?
What happens is that we had, this was a manual thing for Kathy when when staff were working for the move, that we
Yeah.
had to adjust and say moving.
Yeah.
And laundry was very helpful during our move, and I think that was
Okay.
when it was. Salary obviously unchanged. Go down to, contracted services and fees,
Yeah.
70,000. We're hoping to see an adjustment because we just spoke to General Linen Service for
Right.
a quote, so we'll see what happens
Okay.
there. General operating is the same. Uniform expenses, $125 unchanged. Propane gas, we went from 12,000 to 14,000 in 2012. Again, that's in the laundry. Linen expense,
What
2,000.
does that include? Linen expense?
They do face cloths and.
Face cloths, towels, residents' belongings, our comforters, our bedspreads, and what we're trying to do is.
This is in-house?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do is more of that so that we're decreasing
Right.
the other. Okay.
And if we can get the new building, the old building straightened out in the laundry department, we should be able to take on more of those kinds of things and less going out. I mean, the sheets got to go out.
Yeah.
Pillowcases, maybe not,
Yeah.
but,
So
okay.
but along with that, if you're doing pillowcases, you've got to buy the linen, and
Yep.
that's what we're doing
Yep.
is buying towels.
I thought in the linen contract, though, they purchase new sheets and pillowcases as we go along.
They do,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
Towels,
Mhm.
are you sending them out or are they doing it here?
I believe the towels we're doing, the face cloths we're doing here, and we have two types of face cloths, and I believe we've begun to do some towels as well. But I will verify. I know that there was a change because we're trying to do more with it,
Mhm.
the smaller items. Housekeeping department, overtime, $500 for 11 and 12. Salaries, we'll move down to education. A minimum amount of $300 is there.
Mhm.
I struggle with eliminating it
Yeah.
because, we have sent Deb to some conferences. Sometimes it's been free, or staff, it's been free. But if there's a
Yeah.
good conference out there that we feel as though she needs to attend,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have money in that line item. Moving down to contracted fee and services is zero. Floor supplies. 2011, 6,700. 12, 6,700. I can already hear some of the members of the delegation talking about this. And I'm not being negative. I just, when you go through the budgetary process, faces and you hear things. We're no longer using polish. We're no, and that was a petroleum product. So therefore, big decrease in our floor supplies. Bob and Deb looked at and priced different supplies, and so therefore we believe that the numbers will not change, yet we'll have enough product. So we're getting a better bang for our buck, and even though we have a larger floor space,
Yeah.
I feel, I feel relatively confident. I will revisit that before it goes in, but that when you're looking, you've doubled your space, and you see that, I can hear. But Sandy, you're telling me that, there's, you're using less, you're using the same money. It hasn't changed. Why? And that's the rationale with that. Okay. Operating supplies, 42,000. The same, 11 and 12. Uniform expense, 1,500 unchanged. 11 and 12. Equipment repair, 300 both years. New equipment, none. $1 left. Okay. On physicians and pharmacy, employee physicals, we've upped that a little. From 2,000 to 2,500. More because of the economy. We allow staff to bring in history physicals from current physicians if they've been seen recently. More and more employees have not been seen, or new employees, and they ask to have their physical done. So that's why we've increased.
I thought the physical was done in-house. No?
They are, but we allow a physical done if you have a primary care physician outside. Okay. Yeah. Consultants, this is where we put the increase for that I spoke about having to do with the pharmacy. Again, I want to make sure that we're as conservative as possible, so Omnicare's increase is reflected here from 63,450 to 68,748. Our medical director's salary has been unchanged, 11 and 12. And our oxygen usage from 15,500 in 2011 to 18,212 is reflected of our population and aging in place. More people are on oxygen.
Is it reimbursed, the oxygen, for people that are on it? No, it's just something we have to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overtime, $500. If you look to see what we've used, we used over 500.
You didn't put anything in there.
Yeah, well, oops. We'll be coming back. Well, the question there is, we have used, if you look at what we've used for the past year, we've had some FMLAs, et cetera, and so we've had...
It's killing us in the jail, too.
It is. So, again, Paul and I will talk, in regard to, is $500 really, should we, that's very conservative, and I think we should look at that. So maybe that was a reason why we left it open. Okay, salaries unchanged. We go down to education and conferences, and that's been left at 500.
Have we spent anything in there?
We have not. And again, it's a concern. We're trying to do more in-house. It's a concern. Do we eliminate it? Education is keep staff up to date. It's very important.
Just a question.
Yep.
Does part of that go to staff CEUs too?
Yep.
Which is a requirement for professionals that they get an education. Yep. So some of these courses that you're paying for help them maintain
absolutely maintain their
accreditation.
Absolutely. We go down to supplies, $12,000 each year, 11 and 12. Now this is the area. Skilled therapy, 60,000, 11, 80,000. This goes back to our revenue. We're projecting that we're increasing our revenue, but it's a contracted service, so we're also increasing our expense. So that you'll see that the bottom line here, it shows that we're up from last year, but it has to do with the rehab. Physical therapy Part B, 2011 at 136,500. 2012, we're looking at 225,000. Uniform expenses, $370.